Hi, I'm Andrew with Ether Automation, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to instantly send out an email when someone submits information from your website out of Zoho CRM. So let's imagine the use case where you have this form on your website. Someone goes to your website and they fill out the form and submit some information to you, hoping to hear back from you pretty quickly. And it takes you a day and a half, maybe 2 days to send them an email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you using Deluge only how to immediately send them an email, and as well as how to have them in your Zoho CRM as a lead. So let's start out by sharing my screen. And hopefully I am sharing the right screen. Otherwise, this will be a short video. Great. So I'm sharing my screen right now. I have a new Zoho CRM demo account. So as you can see, I have no leads. I also have this form. If I go to the builder, I have this intake form. And you can always just embed this on your website. If I go to share, right? Here is the embed code right here, and I can copy and paste this, put on our website. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that that's what's going on. So again, we have this this form. It's got the first name, last name, email, and then some stuff. Now, let's add that stuff. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to integrate this into Zoho CRM to send out an email. Now, you can always use this integrate with Zoho CRM function, and that's always allowed. You could do that. But for this video, we're going to do this through webhooks. And the reason being is you should learn how to do this, because if you have special logic you want to apply to new leads, you know, depending on their answers, you want to send a special email or something like that, you're going to want to do it this way. So I'm going to click configure webhooks, and the first thing it asks me for is a URL. So let's go back over to Zoho CRM and let's create one. So I'm going to go to settings, then go down to functions, and I'm going to go new functions. And this is going to be intake form from website. And we're going to make this a standalone function. So now that we're in this function, let's go ahead and make some architecture. So the first thing we want to do is we want to parse out incoming information. Then we want to check to see if lead exists with this email address, right? So we don't want to make duplicate leads. And then assuming there's no lead, so we didn't find one, we're going to create one. If no lead, create new lead. And then we want to email this lead. But in order to email the lead, we want to use a template. So right up here, we're going to go get email templates. And then we're going to say email this lead. And finally, we're going to want to BCC the Zoho CRM Dropbox. Okay, so let's start doing this then. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start out by changing the arguments to CRM, all lowercase, then all capitals, API, and then the first letter capital, request. And we're going to make this a string type. Done. So what this means is that if I info CRM API request, and I put nothing in there, it will pull in, this will show me all the data from the API call that called this function. Now we're going to assume it's coming in on the body. So let's do that here. Let's go body equals CRM API request dot get body. Great. So now that we've parsed it, we're also going to assume there is going to be some information like F name, so for first name, L name for last name, email, and then we look at the form, there's first name, last name, phone, email, and stuff. Phone, stuff. So now we want to check to see if the lead already exists. So search records equals zoho.crm.search records, which will give me a list of leads. Now I need to put some text in here. The text I'm going to put in is the search criteria. So search criteria equals email equals plus body.get email plus, and then I'm going to put this search criteria right in here. So this is going to give me a list back. So I can say if search criteria dot size is greater than 0, then we want to do all this stuff. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to get the email template. Now I have another video on this YouTube channel where I talk about using Deluge to get an email template. So I'm going to skip right over explaining this section, and instead I'm just going to code this, and I may shorten this section down. Now I want to email the lead and I want to BCC the Dropbox. So on the left-hand side in Deluge, there's all these wonderful functions, and I am going to look for send mail and drag that in right here. So the from is going to be from zoho.admin_user_ID. The to is going to be the same email as this one right here. So let's go ahead and put that here. And the subject is actually going to be from the email templates. And the same with the message. So what I'm going to do to get the JSON from this is I've just infoed this, and I want to body equals I need to create a lead. Oh, actually, no, I don't. Is equal to 0. So now I have this email template that comes in, and using our trusty JSON parser, we'll see how we want to parse this. So email templates, and then we get the first one. So email templates dot get 0 for the first one. Actually, we want to go dot get email templates. So this will get this, and then we'll get the first one, and then we want to get content, and the other thing we want to get is maybe the subject, if it has it. Right there, hi friend. So let's uncomment all of this stuff. Copy and message dot get content, and do the same thing here, dot get subject and content. Perfect. So now the last thing is we actually want to go BCC, and we want to actually click cancel. So if I'm in settings, if I go to email and channels, then go to BCC Dropbox, I want to BCC this email address. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's add that there. But right before we do that, we actually want to create the lead. So info Zoho CRM.create record leads, and we're just going to put the body right in there. There we go. So what's going to happen is it's going to search for a lead. If it doesn't find one, it will create one using the same information from the body. It will grab the email and then it'll send it out. Now I am going to click save. Syntax error at 9:30 something. And it's going to error. I expect it to error. Mandatory name not found. So I'm going to click save. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to get the REST API. I'm going to turn on the API key, copy it. Now I'm going to go back to our Zoho form. I'm going to go to integrations. And I'm going to go down to webhooks. Now, if you remember, we needed the URL at the beginning. I'm going to paste that in here. And then we're going to ask for form fields. Let's say the first name, and let's call it the first underscore name. And the reason we're calling it first underscore name is because if I go to the API names and click API and go to leads, first name, first underscore name, we actually want to match it to the API name within Zoho CRM. So there's also going to be a last name. So let's do that. Last name is last name. And then there's phone, and we're going to match that to probably mobile right here. Mobile. Finally, there's the email, and we're going to match this one to email as well. Now, email has a capital E, and if you remember from our function, I didn't put a capital E in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back to this function. I'm going to comment this out, uncomment that, put in email right there and email right there. And let's click save and execute. It's going to error out. Fantastic. Now I'm going to save this. There we go. So when I access this form, I'll type in my name, it's Andrew. Andrew at etherautomation.com. Stuff. When I submit it, if I now go to all entries, there's this webhook status thing right here. And if I click this, any minute now, this is going to update. And if I go to the data administration and I go to audit log, you'll see that it just ran. Let's go back to Zoho form. Let's click this. There we go. Code executed successfully. If I refresh my leads, you'll see that there is a new lead. Right? The lead name is Simpson. Right? There's my email. There's the stuff. And in a few minutes, once the email gets registered from Zoho, the BCC Dropbox, it will show up right here. I hope you found this helpful. I will see you in the next video.